3 weeks ago, I told a ghost story in my dorm. An urban legend about a girl found dead in her bathtub. A bloody note on the mirror. Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights? My friends ate it up. Then Angela, my classmate, died. Exactly like that. Wrists slashed. Same words in the steam. The cops say suicide. I know better. My stories are spreading. Turning true, and someone's out there, making sure they do. I didn't kill her. I just told the story. Her name was Lena, a folklore major, always tucked away in the back of the library, scribbling with an old fountain pen. No phone in sight. She knew every urban legend by heart. The hook man, the killer in the back seat. Every version, every variation. She didn't smile when I told my story that night. She just listened, her eyes sharp, her pen moving. I thought she was just shy, maybe a little weird. But Lena wasn't just listening. She was memorizing. 3 weeks after Angela's death, 3 more students were gone. First, a freshman found in his car, throat cut, just like the killer in the back seat. Then a girl drowned in the campus lake, her body tangled in weeds, mirroring a story I'd told about a haunted dock. The third was a guy crushed under a collapsed shelf in the library stacks. Exactly like a tale I'd shared about a cursed study room. All 4 deaths matched stories from my podcast, the Beckford Broadcast. I was the one telling them. And now, they were real. I couldn't sleep. The coincidences were too much. I started digging, tracing the stories online. That's when I found Urban Echo, a hidden forum buried deep in the web. It was a community obsessed with urban legends, not just telling them, but living them. Users posted about performing legends, staging them like twisted experiments. Some went as far as murder. Successful performers earned badges, clout, reverence. At the top of the forum was a moderator, story weaver. And then I saw the post. The boy who told too much uploading soon. My blood ran cold. That was me. I needed answers. Using my journalism access, I pulled Lena's student records. She'd transferred to Beckford 2 years ago from a small town in Vermont. There, her parents had been murdered in a remote cabin, their bodies found with a message scrawled in blood on the wall. The legend lives. No killer was ever caught. Lena was the only survivor. After that, she'd changed. She started collecting stories, studying folklore, and, I suspected, orchestrating something far darker. I broke into Lena's dorm room one night, desperate for proof. No weapons, no blood, just stacks of printed legends, screenshots of forum posts, and charts mapping how stories spread online. Lena wasn't killing anyone. She didn't need to. She was planting ideas, feeding them into the world through my podcast, The Forum. Whispered rumors. She called it a meme virus, a story so potent it made people act, believe, kill. She wasn't the killer. She was the spark. I came home one night to find my roommate, Danny, dead on his bed, blood soaking the pillow from a slashed throat. On the wall, in crimson smears. Aren't you glad you didn't scream? I called the police, but no one believed me. They said I was unstable, obsessed with my own stories. Beckford expelled me. My podcast was deleted from the school server. But Lena had backups. She'd saved every episode, every word I'd spoken. I had to stop her. I created a fake legend about a cursed library room where anyone who stayed past midnight would lose their mind. I posted it on Urban Echo, knowing Lena would see it. That night, I hid in the library shadows, waiting. She came, but not alone. A camera was rolling, streaming live to the fore. The title flashed on her screen. The final urban legend, The Boy Who Knew Too Much. She was turning me into her masterpiece. Something hit me from behind a heavy, dull blow. The world went black. When I woke, I was alone, sprawled on the library floor. My phone was gone. My social media, email, everything erased. The next day, the school announced I'd withdrawn for mental health reasons. No one looked for me. Urban Echo had a new post. Legend complete. Witnessed by 3 million views. I was gone. But my story was everywhere. You're listening to this, aren't you? My voice, my words, spinning out into the dark. Maybe you're in your car, or your bedroom, or somewhere quiet, but something feels off, doesn't it? The way this story pulls you in, makes you wonder if you think this is just a podcast, just fiction. Then Lena's already won. She's turned me into a legend. And you're next. I tried to disappear, to leave Beckford behind. But the stories followed me. Friends texted me screenshots of new Urban Echo posts, legends about a ghost podcaster whose voice drove listeners to madness. My episodes were being re-uploaded, shared on dark corners of the internet. Every time someone listened, the legend grew. Lena wasn't just telling stories anymore. She was building a myth, and I was its center. I tracked Lena to an abandoned house off campus, a place rumored to be haunted. She was there, surrounded by laptops, her face lit by screens streaming Urban Echo. "You're perfect, Marcus," she said, not even looking up. "Your voice makes them believe." She wasn't angry, wasn't scared, just calm. Like this was all part of her plan. I demanded she stop. She laughed. "Stop. You're not the teller anymore. You're the story." That night, Lena uploaded a new episode to my podcast feed, not my voice, but hers, narrating my life as a legend. She described my disappearance, my descent into madness, weaving truth and lies so tightly no one could unravel them. The episode went viral. Listeners called it chilling, brilliant, the best horror podcast they'd ever heard. They didn't know they were part of it. Spreading her virus with every share. I had one last move. I recorded this, my final episode, and uploaded it to every platform I could still access. "I'm telling you everything, Lena." Urban Echo. The deaths because you're my only hope. If you stop listening, delete this file, walk away. Maybe the legend dies with me. But if you keep listening, if you share this, you're feeding it. You're giving Lena what she wants. Look around. Are the lights on? Are you sure you're alone? Because if you tell this story to someone else, you're not just a listener anymore. You're the teller. And Lena. She's out there, waiting for the next voice to carry her legends. Someone who tells stories as well as I did. Someone like you,